very special recipe. You can make it with cow's milk, goat's milk, or sheep milk. The process of making it is quite the same, only the taste is different. And you can find all different kinds of cheese after this demonstration inside the store. But first what we do is pour milk inside the big container, as you can see in the mirror. And then we heat it up to 29 degrees. And that's a very important temperature for this liquid. It's called rennet. It comes from a cow, the stomach of a cow, and it makes the milk thick like a pudding. And that process takes 45 minutes. Then the milk is thick enough, and then we can cut it. And we cut it with 3 special rotating blades. And then by cutting the pudding, it separates into curds and in whey. 90% becomes whey, it's like water, and only 10% becomes curds. And to make 1 kilogram of cheese, you need 10 liters of milk. So cheese making is a very expensive process, but you can also use the whey. They say by drinking it, you stay beautiful and young for the rest of your life. You have to start today, of course. Then it will help very, very well. It's also an ingredient in cookies and in cakes and in Snickers. So you have to eat a lot of Snickers. Very healthy, makes you very thick, but then you are very healthy. Okay, well we put the curds.
Oh my God.
It's just mustard. Yeah, it's still living. Well, we put the curds in plastic cheese forms like this. This is for 1 kilogram. Works like this. We put the lid on the form and then we press it for 2 hours under press like this. It's an old-fashioned one, but it works very well. It takes 2 hours. And by pressing the cheese, we also press a label on the cheese. And it tells us something about the cheese. The name, where it is made, how many fat there is inside. In the milk, it's 48%, and in the cheese, 25%. And a special number, because every cheese is registered. When you cross the border to another country, they know that the cheese is all right. After pressing the cheese goes in a solution of 20% salt and 80% water. And that's important for the taste and also for the conservation of the cheese. And 1 kilogram like this stays a day and a night in this solution. Then we dry the cheese, and when the cheese is dry enough, there goes a plastic cover around it. It's not eatable, just for protection and conservation of the cheese. And it also gives us the opportunity to age it for a while. As you can see over here, we lay it down, we turn it every day, and we do that because otherwise you can get fungus up under it, because it's a porous layer, the plastic layer, so the moisture gets out, cheese stays inside, so it gets more concentrated by time. But we have to wait for 1 month, and then we have young cheese. 6 months for a middle-aged cheese, and it takes a year or sometimes longer for old cheese. So the older it gets, the harder it gets, and the saltier it tastes. Like Parmesan cheese, very hard, very salt, has aged for 5 years. This cheese is also a good example, has aged for 2 years. Very, very hard, but still very good to eat. You have to be very strong, then cut it into, and then you can take pieces out of it or grate it above pasta. It's also very delicious. To stop the grinding process, it's important to close the cheese. And we use paraffin to close it. And the paraffin is also very, very handy to conserve the cheese for quite a long time. You can keep it for 2 months without refrigerating, and for 4 to 6 months inside the refrigerator. And because of the paraffin, you can travel with it. You can bring it into customs, also in hand luggage will be okay. When you open it, you can still eat it for 6 more weeks, but put it in the refrigerator. Well, those are the most popular ones. We have like 14 types of cheese to try. Well, this is just an example of those. This is a natural cheese. This is pepper cheese, herbs and garlic. This is goat cheese, looks brighter. And this is fenugreek, and fenugreek tastes a little bit like walnuts. And this is pesto cheese. It's very, very green because of the basil and spinach inside. Very tasteful. You can try it.